So we're here to talk through this Battleships puzzle by Prasanna Seshadri called Increasing Numbers. It highlights a rule I wanted to showcase in general for battleships, which is about maximum numbers or very large numbers in adjacent rows. While this 5 looks large, it's got a lot of choices for it, but the 4 and 3 are more constrained, and they're more constrained for this reason. If I just come through and color 2x2 squares, one thing about a 2x2 square in a battleships puzzle is it can take a maximum of 2 ships. You can never put 3 ships into a 2x2 square. So across these two adjacent rows, we have 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8 maximum ships. And we're actually being forced to place 7 ships in that space. And a constraint that plays out in this puzzle is once we actually mark off this third column because of the given clue, there's only one cell left that can be a ship in this green cell here, and doing that will mark off these cells around it, which leaves just 2 cells for yellow, leaves 2 cells for pink, and we still have to get 2 more ships to get a total of 7 across these rows. If you took any of these cells in the first column, they would actually be the only ship that could go into that space. So we're going to have to get across, get 1 more in each of these rows, and something like this will do that. Right now I'm actually just using squares for all the ship pieces that actually in the solution checking and any answer checker side will work. I'm marking off these C's that are diagonal across from these ships, and in doing so I'm going to get a case where I can finish out this 6th row only by putting in 2 more ships, get sort of this into the grid. That now finishes this column, which leaves just enough space up top for there to be 5 in this row. This cell here is the last for a submarine. This we had 2 cell segments left, so it had to be a vertical cruiser. The finish of this grid is now going to be about placing just enough ships in. We've got 8 ships placed. There's going to be 2 more spots where a ship could go. There's a ship space that could be down here, and 1 more ship can go over here. You can't put 2 in this lower right corner. So marking in that submarine, we're actually going to force a potential battleship up here. We get the only spaces for the 2 3-unit ships, and now we've got to place a 2-cell ship, which is the last one to go, and it's got to take 1 cell on this 7th row. So this is the finish to the puzzle. Hopefully not too tricky as a Monday puzzle, but it did start very much by recognizing these constrained rows that are touching each other that have a limit of only 7 ships that can go into it, particularly after we mark off this column. And then careful ship tracking when we had 8 ships placed and we needed to put 2 more into the grid. That forced the split of the grid into the ships that we put in. So hopefully you learned a little bit about how to solve battleships through this video that you can take to the next puzzle, and we'll see you again soon.